Thursday, October 17th, 2019. Here's my day trading recap. Has been a while. I've been very selective and have not been taking many trades because most of the trades I have have just been flat or just losing trades. I've only been able to eke out a little bit of profit the last couple weeks, really. So I've kind of reset my guidelines and started to be more selective with what I'm trading. So, but today I had a couple trades that worked out really well and very different kind of trades. And I'll show you both of them. First, I want to show you CBS. So CBS was in the news. There's some sort of merger with Viacom, something going on with that, and there's going to be a delisting of shares from NYSE, and instead they're going to be I don't know what it is, but it's news that was moving it, and you can see that it's been down. I just zoomed in a little bit. It's been down a lot lately, but it didn't gap today, so this was not a gapper for me. It showed up in my no gap movers. So this was at the top, CBS and Viacom, both at the top, and this is a pattern that I really like. When I see it, I sort of now just jump on it because the probability of a good move here is usually pretty high, if not a quick scalp, which is what I did. This trade lasted almost exactly 5 minutes for me. So what happened was big down day, right, with the news of the merger. 3 big candles to start the day, 5-minute candles, big down. Then it started to recover. It got above the 8 exponential moving average, and then that 8 exponential moving average crossed the 20 simple moving average, which is a favorite of a lot of day traders to use them together, which I do. So it got above it, and then you could see what happened. Once it got above it, it kind of retraced back to it, and you see this little bottoming tail below it, and it held it, which told me that it might be using that as a support. So then I got above it, separated a little bit. You can see a little bit of space there. And then big red candle here, moderately big. Again, using that support level. The tail of this candle went below, but it held it. So as soon as I saw that, and these are kind of trades that I'm starting to try and find more often because they're lower risk. You can get in here when you see that it's held this little area and put your stop just right below it, because if it's not going to hold it any longer, it's just going to fail again and go through it, and then if it does hold it, it's going to go up, which is what happened here. So I hesitated. I wanted to get in closer to about 47 or 37.35, but it kind of jumped a little bit, and that's when I said, all right, I got to get in. So I got in at 37.43. That was what my average was, 37.43, I think. And then I had a quick big green bar, and see how much this separated from the 8 EMA. Got me a little nervous, so I got out at 37.63. So I got in at 33, got out at 63, and which was in almost exactly 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 1 second that trade took me. And you can see it got close. These are my two targets. My first target, this is 2R, and this was 3R, risk to return. Return to risk. So it came close, you could see, and I'm glad I got out when I did, because it sort of retraced back here, and I don't know if it's going to hold it again. There's a lot, 3 red candles already. It could kind of dip back to the 20 simple moving average. Not sure if it would actually hit my stop area, which was 37.30. I said if it hits 37.30, I'm getting out, but you can see it never did hit my my target. So I got in and out in 5 minutes for a 20-cent gain, which was good. And I was happy about that because just things hadn't been working. I haven't been finding many trades. I didn't even take a trade yesterday. I've been swing trading a little bit. And I could get into that a little bit too, show you which stock I am now swing trading. Oh, see, now it's dipping back down. And that could have something to do with the SPY. SPY's been down for about almost an hour and a half now from its highs. And so it might be dragging the market down with it. But yeah, I'm just glad to get in now. I was close enough to my target. My target was 37.72, and it was 9 cents away from that, so I'm not that upset. See, now look, it might be holding this 8 EMA. You can see that the base of the candle is right at the support line, at the moving average, I should say, and the wick is below. If this candle closes like that, now it's still early. It's the first minute and a half of this 5-minute candle. If it holds that, it might continue and make another leg up. I just wasn't willing to risk it. I want, especially with this quick move, take advantage of it when you can. I didn't want to partial out either. I just wanted to get all my shares out. But a trade I took earlier, and I think it was a pre-market trade. I can't remember now. Let me go back and see. So this was a paper trading trade that I took. And so I was basically experimenting with this stock, and I took it. Go over to the 1 minute chart here. Let's see here. So this popped up in my pre-market scan or my pre-market movers because it had a lot of volume earlier in the day, and you could see here that it was a lot of movement below VWAP early in the morning, the 8 o'clock hour. It finally broke above VWAP, and see what happened here? It broke above it, came back down, testing the support, which is this moving average, volume weighted average price, and then it quickly jumped up again. So I got in at 4, was it 4 on the dot? Yeah, I got in at 4 at the dot, and I wrote it up really quickly to a profit of 28 cents. And I got out right here. You can see there's a separation here from the 8 EMA on this 1 minute chart. So, I mean, I didn't make a huge profit. I only took 100 shares because it's paper trading, and I wasn't, it didn't really matter how much I took. I just was testing, this type of pre-market trading. Now look what happened. Right after pre-market, or right when the market opened, it dropped. So I probably would have gotten stopped out if I held on to all my shares, or it partialed out and held on to some remaining shares. But then it held this level. It held 363-ish area, and then look what it did the rest of the day. Went back up to where I got out, and then skyrocketed up almost to $6. Well, $5.60 about. And you can see now it's kind of doing the thing. It's kind of dying again, going back down again. But this would be a type of trade where this is a smaller price stock. It's below $5 when I got in, and it was moving on the day. I think it had some news. Oh, I should show the. So yeah, it had gapped up. You can see it gapped up recently, or it gapped up today, and that's why it made news. It had some volume. Look at how much volume compared to what it normally does. Tons of volume, right? I mean, it barely has 50,000 shares at all. Most days, and now it's got 23 million. I think the news was something about what is it? Oh, I don't even have the right news up. Whatever the news was, it was moving it. So I got in, yeah, and I just wanted to get in and out quickly and test my pre-market trading. This would have been a nice little scalp if I was really trading it, but 1,000 shares would have yielded a nice $260 return. So that was a decent early morning trade. I just wanted to throw that in there because I am trying to trade more early in the day. I would love to be able to get to a point where I'm trading basically just pre-market and the first couple hours before noon. I'd love to be done at noon every day. But unfortunately, the way I've kind of started my day trading career was looking for setups later in the day, stuff after 10 o'clock basically, and mostly in the 10:30 to noon range. And once you enter there, you might have to hold it until later in the day, if not till the close. While that's where I'm more comfortable trading, it would be nice to focus more on the early day trades, and then you'd have you could focus on a more select group of stocks and be done with a half day, with enough day to spare to get other stuff done. That would be great. But right now I can't afford to do that because I'm just more comfortable with the later setups. Now you can see, it did fail. So it never actually hit my target, and it did fail the 8 EMA. So it might come down and hit where my stop was. So it was a good exit where I got out because I was not guaranteed of a continuation. So we'll see. On the 15-minute, looks like a 2-bar pullback, perhaps. So if it bounces off of the 10 exponential moving average on this 15-minute chart, I know it's really too small for you to see that blue line, but if it does end up bouncing off of that, it might actually continue up. But it's a tough one to trade because there's so much news about it that and I think the news is continuing today, so it could whip around all over the place. Plus the SPY is down, so that could just be dragging it all together. But those are the trades. That's it. Quick 5-minute scalp and an early morning paper trade scalp. I don't have that. Oh, here it is. Yeah, swing traders. 428. So it would be, it's right there. AKRX. So it was there yesterday. I like the pattern it was setting up. You could see here on this daily chart that it kind of broke above the 200 moving average. This is just a very important moving average altogether for either day trading or swing trading, position trading, anything. So it broke above that but failed it. Now broke above it again. You can see the 200 moving average sort of started to flatten out, and you've got the 20 SMA and the 50 SMA. So you got the 20 crossing the 50 and it crossed the 200. So if this 50 can, if it can move up and the 50 can cross it, then you've got, I think that's technically what's called a double cross pattern or whatever, where you got those two moving averages crossing the major 200 moving average. But you can see what happened here. Why I liked it too is it kind of made its way back up from I think these are historic lows. I'm not sure. Made its way back up, settled, regained 200, and then started to take off again. So yesterday, which was right here, I got in at 418. I got in at 418, and today it's continued up. You see, it's broke this level here, which is good, 425. And what is this one? 430. So if I needed to get above 430, and I think if it does, it could have room to move up to the $5 range. And I might hold this long term. I might just, what I end up doing is, my stop was basically around here at 350, I think. I said if it kind of broke below 350, I'd get out. But if it gets high enough, I might just put a stop trailing around 200 moving average and just say, as long as it holds that 200 moving average as it moves up, this could be a stock that could regain a lot of what it's lost over the past. I mean, look how high it was. It was all the way in the $30 range just last year, over a year ago though. But yeah, I had some hard news, I guess. I mean, it's a pharmaceutical stock, so it probably had some bad results on things and kind of just dropped off. But now that it's regained that 200 moving average, if it holds it, I'm confident that it can continue moving back up, especially if some more volume kicks in. You could see here too, big volume on a drop down here, and then you had a little spike here, didn't mean anything. A little spike here, kind of pushed it up, got above 200, came back down, regained it. It's a couple days of extra little volume here. I don't risk that much with my swing trades because I tend to let them run more. I'm looking for 7, 8, or 9 R rather than just a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 risk return. I'm looking for 8 or 9 R, so I'll just trail my stop using one of these major moving averages and hope for a better outcome. So we'll see. This is I'm confident in this one. I like this one. This is one of my only swing trades right now. I'll get into some of my other swing trades maybe in another video, but that's it. Yep. So good luck trading, and see you on Friday tomorrow.